So, what does the Indian nation stand for? You cannot love someone or something you know very little of. The nation, at its root, represents a community of people united through certain values. For someone to really love the nation, it is important that firstly he knows what those values are. Those values must be worth loving, and even more fundamentally, certain values must exist, right? And those values cannot be just theoretical ideals on paper. So, what does the Indian nation stand for? See, a nation does not become admirable or respectable or lovable just by the dint of being a nation. You may very well have theoretically a nation that's founded on hatred towards a group of people or something, right? And there do exist so many nations that have come into existence this very way. They exist because of a certain dislike towards something. And we have had nations in history that existed just to obliterate other nations. And we have had nations where the connecting thread is as fragile as, a shared language, shared ethnicity, shared food habits. So a nation is not necessarily lovable on its own. If you say you are an Indian, I say I am an Indian, what connects and unites the two of us? Most people do not want to go into this. Most people are far more eager to talk of diversity than to talk of the underlying oneness. Because talking of diversity is easy, no? Each one of us is different. But isn't it commonsensical to ask that if each one of us is different, then what is it that enables each one of us to be called an Indian? When you say you love India, you're asked, what exactly do you love? You have no answer to give. For most people, India is just a bit of land, a boundary on the global map, a political entity. No, these aren't exactly things you can fall in love with. If you are to fall in love with something, then the thing has to have a sacredness in it, no? If you are to really love India, then India has to be more than a political entity. Then you have to know the values that constitute India. For that, first of all, there have to be values. And there have to be people who worship those values. India has been a nation because of its Vedantic foundation. I understand it will be quite risky for most people to acknowledge this. But that's what lies at the base of the Indian nation. Values that come from Vedanta. And now you know why youngsters have only a shallow relationship with the nation today. Because they are not familiar with the underlying values, the underlying Vedanta. It is quite horrifying. But you have very little beyond the masala dosa. Or maybe you have a few other things. Come on, like Bollywood, yeah, the bhangra, the cow sitting in the middle of the highway, that is. The monkey riding the elephant, peeing by the roadside. You would say Mahatma Gandhi. Or you'd probably talk of the colors of Holi. Or you'd probably talk of the Diwali lights. These are all good, nice, vibrant images of the Indian landscape. Can you fall in love with these? That's the entire thing. We do not know what India stands for. To love, you need something, I said sublime, something sacred, something worth worshipping. And it's a sad thing that that which is worth worshipping does exist in India, but is often not deliberately introduced to us. The present generation has been deliberately starved of the essence of India. No wonder they have no real feeling towards the nation. They are Indians only by name, only by passport. And they don't want to remain Indians even in name. We think of this as some kind of a passing fad, But it's not passing fad. It points towards something deeper. The fellow is ashamed of his identity. He wants to wear a totally different persona, which is bound to happen because he does not know his identity. The identity of India, the root of the Indian nation, is essentially spiritual. You devoid Indians of spirituality and they will remain Indians only in name. The Indian nation is founded on a very expansive ground. Very expansive, very uplifting, very enriching. And therefore, nationalism must flourish in India. But not the nationalism of the shallow kind. Not the kind of nationalism that led to the world wars. Nationalism founded on truly Indian values. And what do I mean by Indian values? I am being very specific here. By Indian values, I mean the values enshrined in Vedanta. As long as the youth remain in touch with the essence of the nation will stay safe. When the youth start losing touch with Vedanta, the nation starts losing its inner security. Externally, you can try to keep the political entity safe using the army and technology and whatnot. But inwardly, the nation will decay. Let that not happen.